viewers, and welcome to my movie review for Jumanji. Welcome to the jungle. Now, the first thing I want to say is this. I really was not hyped up on this whole entire movie. Matter of fact, I thought it was a stupid idea to actually remake a Robin Williams movie. And I didn't really, none of the trailers really sold me on anything, even the teaser trailer. But what really sold me was that the actual trailer itself. That's what sold me the most. But another thing too was, I remember commenting on ScreenRant or ComingSoon.net stating, look, the trailer looks horrible. But just because the trailer looks horrible, you know, it doesn't mean anything. Because I've seen horrible trailers. Example, Edge of Tomorrow. That was a horrible movie, but that wasn't a horrible movie, but that was a horrible trailer to a good movie. There's also been a couple of other movies that actually, where I actually had low expectations on, and they wound up being good. And you know what? I went into this thing with low expectations, and man, did I have a blast with this movie. This movie opens up where you actually have Jumanji actually winds up not being a board game anymore. Instead, it winds up being a video game and everything. And I like that demographic too, because everybody can actually relate to the fact that this is a video game movie rather than a board game, because nobody really plays board games anymore, so they had to adapt to the new generation, and it adapts very well to my understanding of whenever I saw this movie, because of the fact that you can either relate to these characters, because you have a gamer, you have a jock, you also had these other we had a popular girl, and we also had a girl that didn't really fit in with the school. And matter of fact, this actually reminds me of The Breakfast Club. So if you actually think about it, this is actually how they would actually do a Breakfast Club remake if they ever got around to doing it in modern time, because I think they could actually do something like that now after seeing Jumanji. But still, the way that they ended up, the game winds up transforming itself from a board game over into a video game works very well. It actually shows you what they did with that, and it actually works good. And there was nothing forced with that at all, in my opinion, because I felt like it was very good for the demographic that it's actually trying to reach and everything. Another thing, too, that I actually liked was the fact that with Jack Black, The Rock, and all the rest of the cast, it worked. Kevin Hart was awesome in this movie. I actually laughed at a lot of his stuff that he's done. Even The Rock, I mean, you actually had to believe that these people are actually 12 and 13 years old. And they're actually trapped in these adult bodies and the avatars that they chose. And another thing that I found that was funny was Jack Black actually had to play a female role, a female teenager, and he actually did that very well too. So, I mean, the chemistry between Jack Black, Kevin Hart, and The Rock was very spot on. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I ended up laughing a lot more than I thought I would, because there's been a lot of comedies that I actually felt like that wasn't really good. And this actually adapts to everything that I wanted to see in Jumanji. Another thing too is it does end up giving you a little bit of tip of the hat to Robin Williams. It doesn't do it in a forceful way to where you actually can't stand the movie anymore or anything like that. It's like a little tip of the hat. You get a little bit of feels and then you move on. So that's actually a pretty good thing. Another thing too was, ever since I was little and I saw the very first Jumanji movie, I wanted to see what Robin Williams had to go through in order to survive inside the jungle, and I actually feel like that I got that. And with this movie and everything, you actually feel like that you're actually in the jungle with these people. They actually have to survive. You actually have to go into this whole entire scenario of how they're going to get back home. I even love the fact that, you know, we all joke around about video games and everything, about how can they put something so small in a backpack and have all this stuff in it, like Mary Poppins. And they joke around about that. I love that. Each character, you're actually going to actually feel something towards that character, because you actually feel like that you're one of them. For example, you're either a gamer, you're a jock, you're a geek, you don't fit in. This is everything. You can actually relate to these characters, and I really enjoy this movie. There was nothing in it that I actually felt like that it was negatively, but I feel like the villain could have stood out a little bit more than what I wanted, because this guy who's playing the villain is actually a great actor who actually played in Boardwalk Empire, which is a TV show that I really liked, and I wanted to see a little bit more layers to him. But still, even though he's one-dimensional, he's there, and he actually captures that moment where you actually have to be afraid of this guy because he's after whatever they're trying to destroy. So anyways, that's my review for Jumanji. Welcome to the Jungle. I actually liked the movie. I actually liked a lot of stuff. There was only one negative thing about this whole entire thing, but that's about it. I didn't really think that this was a poo-poo movie at all. I thought this was really good. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on here and give this a 4.8 out of 5 for the simple fact that I love this movie. There was a little bit negatively towards the villain, but not enough to actually say this movie sucked. Then I also like the plot details. You also get to gravitate towards the characters. You actually believe that The Rock is 12 and 13 years old, just like Jack Black and Kevin Hart. I really love this movie. It has a principle behind... There's actually a story behind the movie itself. It actually ends up having a moral to the story. So anyways, tell me what you guys think. Did you guys like Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, or didn't you like Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle? Comment below. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up. And until next time, bye-bye.